All right. Good morning and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody on the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm here with my co-host Brian. How you doing today, Brian?
Feel pretty good. I'm not Irish, so it's just Monday.
You gotta celebrate. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start off the podcast with a little joke, okay, Brian? See if you can come up the answer. How can you tell if a leprechaun likes your joke?
I don't know how.
He's doubling over with laughter.
Wow.
Okay, I guess
Uh,
that's a soft landing right there, right?
yeah, you might not want to start a comedy podcast.
What do you mean? I think Adam Sandler's really worried. Oh man, oh man. All right. How was your weekend?
Man, it was busy. Had the grandson over all weekend, 2.5 years old of terror, and
Nice. Terrible
high,
twos.
high energy and nonstop. Go,
Oh,
go,
love
go.
it. Love it. I love it. Nice. Nice. You know, it's just amazing how quick the weekend goes.
Yeah, it goes by quick. And then we took a little nap on Sunday, so I got out there and I did my CrossFit Open 25.3. Those in the CrossFit world will know what that is. You have no idea, I'm sure. So that's fine.
I don't because I'm like Shrek. I don't have the Adonis body. What just tell us quickly, what is that? What is that?
CrossFit puts together worldwide open. So for people that do CrossFit at different affiliates across the world, you can sign up to be in a global competition. And it's the
Oh
first
wow.
phase to get to the CrossFit Games, which is the ultimate, the Super Bowl of CrossFit.
Okay.
So it's open to anyone who wants to participate. And it's a 3-week event.
Okay.
They put out one workout each week, and you go online, or you do it at your affiliate. You go online, submit your score.
Hmm.
The top, I think, first breakdown is top 25% move on to the next level, which is another online level, and then it moves on to a quarterfinal, which is an in-person competition. Then the semifinals is another one, and then you finally get weeded down to the final 40, I believe, individuals, men and women, to go to the CrossFit Games.
Okay. Now, where are those
So
held? I mean, is there a standard place or does it move around or?
there was a standard place for a while.
Mhm.
This year it's going to be in Albany, New York, in August, and
Okay.
it's in August every year. Last year it was in Fort Worth.
Hmm.
So I think they're doing a thing now where it's a yearly new event or new location. But
Okay.
prior to that, it was in Madison, Wisconsin for about, I want to say, 5 or 6 years, and then the previous, I think, 10 years, it was at the Home Depot Center in Carson, or whatever that
Oh
place is
wow.
called.
Yeah, whatever it's called, right? Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's been
that's it.
taken over. All
So
right.
yeah, it's a big CrossFit thing, but whatever. We're here for baseball.
Well, that's where we're getting to. Okay. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a preview of the National League. Let me ask you first of all, do you have any general observations just on baseball? Just one or two little quick things.
Oh, nothing that anybody
Okay.
hasn't said already. You know what I mean?
I look, I understand it, but we have different takes on it. Okay, let's start out with I'm gonna bring up something, and I really don't have much knowledge. That's of course why you're the brain here, the Google. Did you see this weekend where the Savannah Bananas sold out the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay with 65,000? And I watched highlights from that, and I guess I'm just an old dude. I looked at it and go, "What in the hell is that stuff?" I mean, they're doing like CrossFit on the mound before they throw. The guy from second base is throwing it between his legs to first base, and they
Well,
got to
here's
win
what
an
it is,
inning.
dude. It's the Harlem Globetrotters playing baseball.
It sure is.
And
I
that's
don't know
what
who
it
the
is.
Washington Generals are.
It's it's a show, and I guess the people in Florida will go to those games. They won't go to MLB, but they'll go
Right.
to those.
Right, exactly. And don't worry, next year Anthony Rendon will be on the team. All right, let's start out. Oh, sorry. Sorry,
They'll
Angel
probably
fans.
play
Sorry.
every
Well,
day too.
yeah. Thank God they only play once every 2 weeks when they sell out a stadium. All right. We're going to do Thursday. We're going to do the American League. Just everybody get ready. It's going to be riveting. I know. So let's start out with the NL East. Let's start with the team on the top last year, the Philadelphia Phillies. What do you think about them?
Uh, my initial take is from the chatter I hear from other uh, baseball sources is I think they're being slept on a little bit. Everybody's all geeked up about the Mets and the Braves coming back because they're going to have their guys back from injury, Strider and Acuna. So they're thinking the Braves are going to come back. I think the Phillies are going to actually run away with this. Not run away, but they're going to take control of the division early and lead it the whole way. And I will probably look for them to get to the World Series in the National League.
Okay, I can get that, but they have been descending. 3 years ago they got to the World Series, then they got to the NLCS, and then they lost in the first round last year to the Mets. You know, I agree with your assessment. I think they have the best pitching staff. Their hitting is pretty much, except for the Dodgers, I'd say 1 through 8, it's about the best. Now, granted, they do play in a bandbox, so that does accelerate a lot of the statistics. But I really like the thing I like about them in the division is Dave Dombrowski will make a move at the trading deadline. He's not playing for 5 years down the road. He's playing for let's try and do it now. But I think they are definitely, like you, the cream of the crop over there in the central. I mean, in the East. What do you think about the Braves?
The Braves, they're gonna end up being the number 2 team in there. Probably take a wild card spot. They'll be just they've been a good solid team and they're going to continue to be one. But I think Acuna is going to slow down a little bit. Now this is what 2 knee injuries that he's had,
Yeah.
so he's coming back from. I think he's going to not that he can't, but that he won't play as reckless as he used to,
Hmm.
and he'll try to just conserve a little bit, and then that'll slow him down. He's not going to go 40-70 again. Uh, and the Braves are a really solid team. They'll be a wild card team. That's what I got there.
I have a feeling, and I know I'm going to be out here in the minority. I think that Chris Sale is not going to have another year like he had last year. They lost Max Fried. Their pitching staff, I mean, look, I'm going to say this. I think they're one of the best organizations in baseball. They do great player development, whatever. But I see like a St. Louis Cardinal thing where they don't have really any pitching. I mean, really, what are you looking for? Yeah, if Chris Sale has another year like he did last year, I think that was an FU to Boston. I'm going to show you whatever it is. Yeah, I know, but let's get a Cy Young. But honestly, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I honestly don't see two starters who I think are going to give him 30 starts. I mean, we're going to find out, right?
Well, I mean, how many guys in the league are going to do 30 starts though in this era?
Nah,
So
probably
I
not too
mean,
many.
the 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 thing you said that's key about the Braves is player development. They'll have somebody come in and fill a spot. No, Chris Sale won't be a Cy Young winner again, but he'll still be solid. He'll probably start more games than he misses. That's for sure. And the Braves are going to be, like I said, they're going to be just fine. The player development is the key for them. Dombrowski will go out and make a move. The Braves will bring up a guy who nobody is expecting to be great, and he's going to play really well.
Okay. Well, we
And the
agree to
Braves have
disagree.
made moves too. Back with
Yeah,
the year they
I'm
won the
not
World
arguing.
Series.
Matt Olson. Yeah, you're right. I'm not
Well, the
arguing.
year they won the World Series, they made some moves at the deadline when Acuna went down,
You're right.
and everybody was counting them out, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, who was that cat they got who ended up in Frisco? He saved him in that in that World Series run. Well, whatever. I just call him Cool Cat. Okay. Yeah, that'll be. Hey, I'm not
There you
doing
go.
too much research. Okay, we're going off the cuff. All right. What do you
Off the
think about
cuff.
the Mets there in the 3 slot?
3 slot.
Okay. There's another team. Their pitching is even worse than the Braves. I mean, yeah, they've got a really good 1 through 5 hitters. They've got Soto. They've got Lindor, table setters. You know, I don't know. I don't know where you go with Ventos is good. Alonso, I think they overpaid for him, but you can always say that about right-handed pitching. Let's finish up this garbage division with Washington and Miami. Any thoughts on either one of them, or can we just put them in the big lots thing and get rid of them?
Uh, I mean, Miami, I mean, they could be pretty legit if they traded their whole roster for the Savannah Bananas.
Touche. Yeah, I think Savannah's GM will turn that down.
So here's, I'll throw in something about Miami,
Okay.
and I think they will probably. I'm just my guesstimation. They will be better served to make an early season trade to get rid of Sandy Alcantara
Mm,
prior to the trade deadline.
okay.
Because when the trade deadline comes around, I don't think the bidding is going to go up. I think it's going to go down because there's too many people competing. And I think they could get a big haul if they move him early since they know they're not competing. He still has 2 years left of on the contract he's on. So a team would be also in their best interest to go early and go get him before somebody else jumps in the mix. I think he could be had pretty quickly for a really solid offer, and you wouldn't have to give up uh, anything that's going to hurt you right now for a contender.
Well, the only caveat I'd have with that is Miami has the inside track on knowing what his real medicals are. They're seeing him in spring training. They're evaluating him. If they think he can give them, let's just say 8 good starts before the All-Star break, the price doubles, right? I mean, let's say he goes into the All-Star break. Let's say he's 12-4. Boy, they're going to be able to it's going to be a bounty, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's Miami.
maybe, but I mean, if you're, I don't know, that could be one that Dave Dombrowski goes and gets, right? Because
No
we
argument.
all we know from his Red Sox years he doesn't give a shit about the future.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly.
So
All
if
right.
Billy's got any decent prospects, he'll move them.
Yeah, why not? Don't worry about it. Hey, it's win now, die tomorrow. Okay, let's get over to the NL Central. What do you think about the Cubs? They seem to be the top team in that division.
No, the Cubs are nothing.
Okay. I guess
Cubs,
you're not happy with the Kyle Tucker trade?
uh,
Okay.
you know what? It's not a hitter-friendly park, so big deal.
Well, it can be at
I think
times,
that's
but
the
you're right.
I think that's the main reason Bregman didn't want to go there because he's looking for a 1 year deal and he needs to hit big. So
I
change
think it
one
all
for
came
Cubs.
down to money, but yeah, okay. Let's start. Okay, what about the Brewers? How do you like them?
You know, it's amazing the Brewers keep winning. I mean, they
Hmm.
lost Corbin Burns and the greatest manager of all time last year, right?
Yeah.
Won the
How do you
division again.
recover?
Won the
Pay
division again.
one and
So
done. Get in the
they're going to,
escape pod and head for the money over in
oh,
Chicago.
yep. So Brewers, I think, are going to contend just like they always do. They'll be a solid team. Probably not make a good run in the playoffs, but, you know, that's always a crapshoot anyway.
Yeah, they overplayed their hand last year. I thought when losing Corbin Burns last year, they were going to fall in hard times. They got Freddie Peralta at the top of the rotation. He's okay. I mean, I don't really see anything, but honestly, this is the dumpster division. It really is. I mean, it's just, you know what it is, Brian? It's like it's like online dating or it's going to Goodwill. You're trying to find the stuff that's least damaged. There's nothing really good there. You're just trying to find something that you could kind of live with and that you could be seen by your friends and not ridiculed. That's really it, right? All right, let's head over to, I think, the sleeper pick for both of us, but let's hear what you got to say about the Cincinnati Reds.
They're going to win the division and they're going to make a run in the playoffs, I believe.
You know, we
Team
are
is going to
both
be,
big fan.
yeah,
We're
the team
both
is going
fans
to
of
be,
Frank.
yes, super athletic. They got like 5 shortstops on the roster. I mean, I think
Yes.
Gavin Lux is playing first base.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
De La Cruz, I think, is going to be primed for even bigger and better things than he's done the last couple of years. I mean, the guy's
Sure.
on an upward trajectory that's almost unmatched in the league.
I
If you
agree.
look at the way the guy's improving year to year, and then they added Francona, who, man, you might think, man, that guy's been around too long. He's too old school. He's not too old school because he has success everywhere he goes, especially in the first year with a new group. He just seems to get them working on the same page like nobody else.
I agree with everything you say, but I'm going to tell you something. when I see an organization, especially like the Reds, that has a lot of young talent and they've been quote unquote primed for a couple years and they always flatline, like last year they were supposed to make the leap. I start to wonder if there's a problem in the organization starting with the GM. Maybe Francona can turn the ship, but we've seen a lot of these teams that you keep thinking of, San Diego. You keep thinking they're on the precipice of really getting somewhere great, and somehow they always stub their toe. I mean, San Diego's had a lot more success than Cincinnati. But for the last 3 years, I've been hearing Cincinnati is the next coming. And I agree with Dela Cruz. That guy, literally in the National League, is probably the second best player behind Ohtani, in my opinion. That guy is just nothing but lights out. But I start to wonder, like with St. Louis, is there something wrong in the water in that organization? We'll find out. What do you think about St. Louis and Pittsburgh as we round out the bottom of that terrible division?
St. Louis, the Cardinal way is pretty crappy the last couple of years. And I think I don't know if they had some internal changes of philosophy or what it is, but, or they're just deciding to take a new approach and they haven't actually figured out what it is yet. But the Cardinals are a mess, and they're not getting any better, and they're not even making moves to try to get better. But at the same time, they're not like doing a complete dump and rebuild. I don't know what they're doing, so I'm going to give them a solid fourth.
I don't even know if they're going to get that. And I'm going to say this, that organization is literally at the bottom. And I do think they are doing a rebuild. They couldn't get rid of Goldschmidt quick enough. They tried to beg everybody to take Arenado. I do think that that's the reason they brought in our GM from Boston, Cher Blom, is because he is great. He is fantastic at building up a farm system. And they need probably 2 or 3 years. They are going to be literally 65 and whatever it is. They're just going to be terrible because you know what? Honestly, is Adam Wainwright still pitching for him? I mean, Jesus criminy. I mean, bring back Bob Gibson. They have no pitching. I mean, hey, I don't know if your son is available, but maybe you could throw a couple innings for him. I don't know. And then Pittsburgh, they finally get to the precipice of doing something great. They got the rookie of the year, and then they only spend $19 million in free agents. I mean, come on, man. At what point do you just tell the fans, you know what? We're just going to bring in the Savannah Bananas, okay? Don't worry, that'll be our fan appreciation night. Jesus criminy, right?
Well, how long until they trade Paul Skeens?
No,
It's not going to
exactly.
be this year for sure, but eventually.
You know who's going to get him, Brian? The Yankees. The
Oh,
Yankees or the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to get him for like 3 guys, Enrique Hernandez and 2 guys on the AAA squad. Yeah, right.
and then
Okay.
he will re-sign with the Dodgers in the
Of
offseason.
course he will. Of course he will. Let's get to the NL West.
All right.
Let's talk about the baddest team in the world, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Brian, I don't want to throw up, so I'll let you go. Yeah, I know.
The Dodgers, okay. Here's where I'm going to, everyone's going to think I'm crazy probably. Their best player is not Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, boy.
It's Mookie Betts.
Oh,
The
boy.
guy is still the best player. I mean, when he was with the Red Sox, he was the best right fielder in the league, hands
Yes.
down, no question
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
Best leadoff hitter, aside
Yes.
from except for maybe Mike Trout at the time.
Yes.
And you know what? Moves in, plays some second base for him, fills in, does phenomenal. This year he's going to shortstop. Who gets
Okay.
older and moves to a more high demand position?
Brian?
Nobody. The
Brian?
dude is great. He's still top leadoff hitter, and he's going to be the reason they have successes. He's their main thing.
He is absolutely one of the top 5 players in the league. But please, I don't know what you're drinking in that coffee cup, but they may need to pull over. And if a police officer gets behind you, do not submit to the breathalyzer. He does not have that right to make you. If he saw this podcast, he probably does. Let me tell you something. Shohei Ohtani, and I can't stand the Dodgers, but that guy is great on a level we can't even. It's a video game with this dude. He's going to give him 15 starts this year. That guy is just off the charts. He is the guy that scares you in that. I mean, it's like for the Mets, they got Francisco Lindor, right? Does anybody get scared by him? No. Okay, he's going to get a double. You know what? At the end of the inning, oh, Mets leave a guy on second base. You know, you know. Of course, the Dodgers have Freeman and Ohtani, but Ohtani is just a wrecking ball like we have never seen. I thought he was overhyped when he came to the Angels. Boy, wrong. Buzzer. That guy is literally the greatest player of this generation. Maybe the last 50 years. I can't think of anybody who's even close to him. Let's move on. I mean, you know what? So, is
You
there
said
anybody in that
okay.
division who can compete with the Dodgers?
Uh, Probably, I would say the Padres could hold close with them. The Dodgers. The thing about the Dodgers is they always have so many guys going on the DL all the time, or the IL
Mhm.
now. And you say, yeah, but it doesn't matter because they have so many guys. True, but there's only so many of them that are superstars. And when Ohtani has to quit pitching again because his arm's flaring up or whatever, and the Dodgers are the worst at, or the most precautious with their guys and not letting them play, I just think getting too hyped up about the Dodgers and thinking they're going to be this absolute juggernaut that runs away with everything and they go 151 and 6 and 15 is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
uh, they also just try to win the division. They don't try to blow it away and set the league record for most wins in a season or anything like that. They're never interested in that, it seems.
No.
And they always have guys that get hurt. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, they brought him back. Okay, he's going to have 5 starts in July and August, and that's it. So don't
Okay.
tell me about Clayton Kershaw. And when he does
Okay.
pitch, it's going to be, yeah,
Brian,
they're
take
old.
your medicine. Take your medicine. Okay, I love you. Let me just tell you the guys they've added to the roster since the end of last season. Blake Snell,
That's the
Roki
one.
Sasaki, Michael Conforto, Tanner Scott, and Enrique Hernandez. I didn't even know they had 5 slots on the payroll. I mean, come on, man. Let me ask you this real quick. We're going to move off this because we got to wind it down here.
Yeah.
Do they have a chance to break the Seattle Mariners record for regular season wins?
They have a chance. They won't. Everybody has a
Uh,
chance.
give me a like, is it, do you think 50-50? Do you think do you think they'll be past 110?
No.
Okay, I do. Okay. What do you think about the rest of the division? Arizona, San Diego.
Arizona and San Diego are going to be really solid. In fact, I would pick either one of them in the postseason against the Dodgers.
Yeah. I think Arizona could be a real threat, especially with Corbin Burns at the top of the rotation,
Yep.
especially if they get him in a 5-game series. You know, if
Yep.
somehow they've locked down that. And San Francisco, I guess we're just waiting to see until Buster Posey can bring in Elon Musk and just destroy that whole organization so we can start again. And Colorado, are they still playing baseball? I literally, the Savannah Bananas outdrew them this weekend for what they're going to do all year. Who do you think is going to win the NL pennant? Let's just go with that.
Philadelphia.
I agree. I like that pick. I like Philadelphia. The Dodgers are obviously the heavy favorites, and I will say I am a Dodger hater, so there is a little bias there. Brian hates everybody who's not the Red Sox. All
That's
right,
true.
that's our podcast. If you could hit God, you just move around. I love it. All right, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on Thursday. Hold on a second.